In my time, and I'm older now, but when I was younger and I was shooting guns and films, I've never seen a theatrical flash round where the material went through someone's armpit, came out their body, and hit somebody else in the shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if your department is prepared to go find out what comes out of his shoulder surgically. Is that a live round?
That's what we are actually looking at.
Is that a lot? Because it doesn't make any sense otherwise.
Yeah.
It hits her in the armpit, comes out her shoulder, goes into his shoulder, and he just told me on the phone, I talked to Joe. He said, they showed me the x-ray, and the shape of the thing in my shoulder is the shape of a bullet. Now, all the rounds, I was told, you need to verify, I think this is important, they take the gun, they enter it, and all the rounds that are in there were either dummy rounds, no flash, cold rounds, or rounds with a flash. In the rehearsal, there should have been nothing. It should have been a cold gun with no rounds inside or dummy rounds, cosmetic rounds, no flash. I take the gun out slowly, I turn, I cock the pistol, bang, it goes off. She hits the ground. She goes down. He goes down, screaming.
Did you hear that? That was important. That was Alec Baldwin talking to the police after Halyna Hutchins was killed on his movie set. It should have been a cold gun with no rounds inside or dummy rounds, cosmetic rounds. That's what the actor believed. That's what the actor believed when someone said cold gun and handed it to him. And yet, he is being charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the death of Halyna Hutchins. The first one could get him 18 months. The second one could actually get him 5 years because there's a firearm enhancement to it. It's a little confusing, I get it, and that's why we call Gloria Allred, because she knows her way around a court. She actually is an attorney representing Mamie Mitchell, who's the script supervisor in this particular case. And the script supervisor was standing right there, beside the director, beside the cinematographer, when Halyna Hutchins was killed. Gloria, help me understand this. I think a lot of people say, well, how can you be charged with 2 of the same charge, and why is one of them more serious, and one could put him away for 5, and which one's he likely or unlikely to actually prevail in?
It's hard to say at this point which one, if either, would prevail. That's, of course, the job of the prosecutor to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. In the second one, some people might be confused because, if you want to put it up again, but it says, you know, that use of a firearm, paraphrasing, lawfully. How could it be lawfully? He's charged, he could be found to have committed a crime unlawfully, or lawfully without due caution and circumspection with a firearm. So that's, you know, obviously the more serious one, and it is possible to do that, and that is what is alleged.
And I'll tell you what, Gloria, so many people dissecting this case, you could debate it for hours. The guy's an actor. His head is in the script. He is handed a gun. He hears somebody yell cold gun. He's got a second person who's already, you know, got the job of making sure the gun is safe, an armorer. The assistant director hands him the gun. And at that point, doesn't he take producer hat off and he's actor hat? Couldn't you just say, that's not fair? Like, it's just not reasonable to assume that a guy like that is being reckless?
Well, you know, just because a person is a movie actor doesn't mean that they don't have a duty. In fact, they do have a duty to everyone else on the set, including themselves, to have a safe workplace, because a set, even though they're making a movie, is a workplace. And by the way, not just the actors are in the workplace. There's my client, Mamie Mitchell, the script supervisor, who was standing very close to Ms. Hutchins when she was shot, when Alec Baldwin aimed the gun at Ms. Hutchins, cocked it, pulled the trigger, according to the prosecutor. And we also have evidence that we will use before a jury to try to prove that he did pull the trigger, which, by the way, the FBI, after the forensic test, said that he did. But anyway, it's a duty of safety to everyone on the set, and not just to rely on someone who says cold gun and make certain assumptions. Why didn't he check the gun himself instead of pointing the finger to everybody else? Alec Baldwin has not taken responsibility yet. He hasn't taken responsibility for what happened to Ms. Hutchins or to my client.
I'll tell you what. And if it gets to a jury, they're going to have to decide if that's reasonable. But the conversation isn't over there. Gloria, thank you. It's nice to see you again.
Thank you. You too, and no one is above the law.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.